All right, MMA Maniacs, it's time once again for your weekly MMA podcast called Split Decision, brought to you from the Ruloff Family Inc. studios. Bueller and Dobbs ready to break you off some mixed martial arts news, take a look at some fights that happened last weekend and this weekend. Of course, UFC 205 was last week, right?
Last weekend.
It feels like it's been an eternity
he
since
doesn't
that
even
thing
know
was
where
done.
he's at.
No, I don't. at all.
Marty, it's the Libyans.
Woke up late from a
Get in
nap.
the DeLorean.
So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Of course, tell your friends about us. Find us at Strongboard Balance. You can find us at strongboardbalance.com.
Yeah.
It's a good place to go. They are our sponsor. Change the way you work out. Get on board with strongboardbalance.com. Dodge.
You're doing trigger squats?
I don't know what that is.
Dude, you get on there and act like a horse?
What? No.
Oh.
Wrong trigger.
I didn't know.
You gotta again, it's kind of like what I was talking about the other day, where it's like you lean forward, put one foot out, but you have a weight in your hand, so you go down. And then as you come back up, your other foot has to come forward and you go into a squat.
No.
It was very difficult. I'm not saying that I did very many well, but I did them. I tried to do a bunch of
He's
them.
like, I'm against this squat.
Like it was like you go out, you know what I mean? Leg goes back, and then you come forward, and this squats, and that foot comes forward.
I know what you're talking about now. No.
Difficult.
Absolutely
Very
not.
difficult.
All right, you can
I
check
can't
them
do
out.
that without a strong board, and so I believe the strong board hindered me doing it.
You can't do it without a strong board?
No, I can't do it. Like if I had, regardless.
Like right now, could you stand on the table
No.
and do it?
Then you put me on a strong board, I'm still falling over.
All right, so change the way you work out. Get on board, strongboardbalance.com. You can enter to win one of their strong boards through their Instagram account. They usually have some pretty cool contests going on. And, of course, mymmanews.com, our second home, your place for breaking news. We do this once a week. They do it 24/7, so make sure you check them out. Big thanks for the hoodies.
Yeah, we got
You see
hoodies.
that? These are
Dennis
cool.
is actually wearing his.
Yeah, these are neat.
Look at that. Thank you very much, MMA News and Mr. Cowell.
Enrique.
Kowal. I'm sorry.
Good
We
stuff.
gotta stop pronouncing his name wrong.
Yeah.
Does he really
It's Kowal.
get upset?
I don't. You know what? I think he likes us
I
a
wonder
little
how
bit.
much we can
as
butcher
much
his
as we
name.
can be liked by
We butcher
anybody.
everybody else's name. He should be fucking honored.
It's part of the show. It's part of the show.
Part of the show.
If we get your name right, we don't like you.
Every time we butcher a name, you drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a kitten dies somewhere, probably.
Small part of me wonders if it's like me, because like we're Russian and they changed our name in customs. I wonder if he was originally Kowalski.
Right?
Kowalkiewicz.
Kowalkiewicz. Hey,
Wazowski.
that would be Russian.
That's what it was.
I'm always
Wazowski.
watching.
Wazowski. So yeah, check us out at SD_MMA on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook at Split Decision MMA Podcast and our website, splitdecisionmma.com. We never talked about it, but in Diaz we trust.
Yes.
One of the last flags. And I'm wearing my special Kumite shirt that I bought specifically for the podcast.
Now let's discuss this Kumite
So
shirt.
first off, I got it because I saw a different Kumite shirt
Soft.
that was advertised that looked cool. And you know, this
Very
is
stretchy.
This is no, it's not at all. That's the problem. It's like, but this was the first mixed martial arts that we knew about as kids.
Yeah.
Was the Kumite tournament, you know, good old Frank Dukes. And so I saw the shirt and I was like, that's awesome. I'm going to buy it. Whatever country I bought this from is currently experiencing idiocracy because they no longer have cotton. No, it was advertised as a t-shirt, but it is plastic. It's like wearing a garbage bag that we're no longer allowed to have in California.
I'm gonna have to charge you 10 cents for being in the room.
Yeah, pretty much.
10 cents.
And the inside, I don't know how it was even possible, but the inside of it is white and the outside of it is gray. Apparently, from talking to these guys, it's because they just print the design on one giant sheet of whatever this material is,
Yeah.
and then cut it, and then fold it into a t-shirt and send it out to idiots like me.
You're not
What
an
you get
idiot,
for
Joey.
clicking Facebook ads?
Well, it wasn't entirely Facebook, though. I'm pretty sure the one from Facebook would have been cotton.
How much was the shirt?
Well, it came from some country I can't pronounce.
How much was the shirt?
So it had to go through customs.
How much was the shirt?
$28.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Dude, PT Barnum is right.
Yeah, like you said, considering the guy who fucking made this shirt probably only got 35 cents out of it.
You really think it took him 6 hours to make that? I'm just saying.
Anyway, there you go. Kumite. I will never wear this shirt again.
Is
out
it
in
even
public.
spelt right?
It's a little.
Probably not.
I think it's coming a little shiny on the camera.
It probably no. That's the thing. It has to be spelled right because, like you said, somebody probably took a picture of another shirt and then said, "Make this shirt."
Dragon.
And
yeah,
that's why it
dragon
even
drop.
has.
Drag and drop.
It's
Drag and
got
drop.
fake shirt lines on it. It's not even,
Yeah, that's
I can't believe that they had to print fabric on fabric.
I got took hard.
Don't stand next to any fire.
See,
Oh yeah, I'll get Richard Pryor.
yeah, on the camera. On
Too
the camera,
soon.
too soon.
On the camera, it looks like it's
Michael
almost
Jackson
made out of
Pepsi?
like one of those thermal suits they wear near like volcanoes or some shit. It's a little silver.
Or it could be like one of those green screen suits.
Yeah, exactly.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so no freebasing cocaine in this shirt. Can't do that. Not a good idea.
Don't do a Pepsi commercial.
Yeah, no Pepsi commercials. None of that stuff. Can't wear it at Christmas time. No.
Man, are we going to talk about some MMA today?
We're going to jump into, looks like Uncle Creepy is finally getting a fight.
No.
He got canceled again.
Uncle Creepy himself is now sick and cannot fight at UFC Fight Night 99 going down tomorrow in Belfast, Ireland. Neil Seary, poor fucking Neil Seary, said this is going to be his retirement fight, win, lose, or draw, and now can't. And he's like, I'm not going out like this. This is fucking bullshit. He's like, I don't even know if I'm going to show up to the fights anymore, but I got to get another fight. Like, this was supposed to be my last fight, and it's going to get canceled because the guy is sick.
What is Has Siri been having trouble getting fights to line up too?
No, he just said he's done. He wanted this to be his last fight.
To be done.
He wanted to be his last fight, and now his last fight is, you don't get to fight. You just get to hang out. He's like, I even made weight. Like, I was ready to go.
When did Uncle Creepy? Was this announced?
Today.
Like, because I was announcing this morning this fight was going on.
Yeah, today I think.
After how many fights did Ian not be able to fight in? Like 3?
Yeah,
this would be the fourth.
That would be the fourth.
Jesus, guy's allergic to fighting.
Or people allergic to him.
Something.
Now
Well, it's been back and forth, right? The first one was him. The second one wasn't. The third one wasn't. The fourth one's him.
Right.
Let's see. You have July. Scoggins didn't make weight. Ray Borg became sick.
You just sacrifice something to the MMA gods, dude.
No, he is the one that's talked about quitting too.
Yeah, he said his body's falling apart on him.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, just go sacrifice something to the MMA gods. Go see the high priest.
We have a recent signing to MMA. Something you had brought up to us.
Yeah, this is kind of cool. I got to talk to this woman about a year ago. Her name's Heather Hardy. She's a professional boxer.
18-0.
18-0 out of the New York area. Her only blemish is a no contest, but she's 18-0. And when I talked to her about a year ago, she said that she would consider mixed martial arts, but she wanted to continue boxing because that's just where she felt comfortable.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, new laws in New York because of the concussion, something about the concussion insurance. I don't know exactly what it is, but there's a change there.
Traumatic brain injury insurance provision installed in New York State Federal Admission Commission, which costs promoters exponentially more money to run cards than any other state, has caused the cancellation of the rest of this year's boxing schedule.
Which basically forced her hand to go ahead and jump ship and jump into mixed martial arts. Luckily for her, being an 18-0 boxer, Invicta was quick to scoop her up.
Yeah, she is current WBC international female featherweight and super bantamweight, which is usually 122, 126. She's going to be fighting at 115.
Well, good for her. I'd like to see her. If she can actually come over and transition,
has some kickboxing and Muay Thai experience. That's good.
That's great. We might even see her move up Invicta ranks quick enough to where we could see her in the UFC in a year.
Yeah, you never know.
So I think it's a cool pickup for Invicta and good for her. She's a single mom. She said she needed to be able to put food on the table for her kid.
Yeah.
So that's why she made the quicker jump to mixed martial arts than she had anticipated.
Is she quite a bit younger than Holly Holm?
I believe so.
So
I'm 100% not sure.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know because how old's Holly Holm?
I think she's 35.
Is she really?
I thought she was, yeah.
Okay, well, yeah. Heather Hardy's in her 20s, I believe. I thought.
Holly Holm is 35.
I could be completely wrong about Heather Hardy. Look at you, Rain Man. What's up? Somebody go get a box of toothpicks right now.
She is 34.
Oh, okay.
So 1 year difference.
1 year difference.
Okay. So not much difference.
Not much difference.
I would say if she does well in Invicta, we'll see her in the UFC in a year.
Bigfoot Silva had his first fight in Russia, first fight outside of the UFC against Ivan Shatirkov.
Sweet.
He lost.
Oh, did he?
Decision. So come to find out, this was like an unsanctioned fight.
Well,
it's Russia.
It's Russia. Yeah.
So it was pretty interesting. You catch the whole thing on YouTube if you just check it out. But it was quite strange to see. I mean, he did get knocked down a couple times. He actually fell through the ring ropes, I think, at one point.
Oh, so he didn't just get off the plane and start pounding HGH then?
No.
Oh, okay.
But he looked, obviously a little bit bigger than his opponent. But yeah, so go check him out and see.
That's where you messed up. You should have just got off the plane and grabbed some HGH like a shake and just started drinking that immediately.
A couple fighters. Also, another fighter pulled off the card. UFC Ultimate Fight Night 102. We have Zubaria Tukhugov.
Sure.
Right? Yeah.
Tuhugov.
Tuhugov?
Sure. I don't know.
Will be removed from his fight
Tuhugov.
due to a flagged test, anti-doping violation stemming out of his out-of-competition test made September 7th. So he is out of his fight against Thiago Trader December 9th.
Sucks for him.
I guess we're going to have to see what happens again. Flag tests are not an admission of guilt. They're not saying he's 100% guilty. They're just saying that he has been flagged. We have to go through, of course, normal investigation and policies, and we'll find out what ended up happening to him.
Was this fight even something they'd look at replacing, or was it too low on the fight card?
Probably kind of low on the fight card, so I'm sure they can find somebody. They got till December 9th.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of time. If somebody wants to step
in and put somebody on that card. Also, Roy Nelson, after his fight, remember back in September at Ultimate Fight Night 95, where he kicked Big John McCarthy in the hip, walked him up, and gave him a finger. He has been suspended by the Brazil Regulation Authority, the Comissão Atlética Brasileira de MMA. I can say that way better than most of these names. So he's been given a 9-month suspension as well as a $24,000 fine.
Yeah.
Justified? Warranted? Do you guys care? Does it really?
I think it's totally justified. You're pissed off at John McCarthy because he made you beat up your friend too long? You're a moron. That's what that boils down to. You made me hit him too many times and he's my buddy. Shut up.
And he said he was worried that the Brazilian crowd would like freak out and turn on him if he really hurt him.
He should have just took a knee.
Take a knee.
Take a knee.
Would have been fine.
Don't put your knee in someone's back.
Yeah.
Put it on the mat.
Put it on the mat. Another suspension has been put out, this time for Lyoto Machida. He has accepted his official 18-month suspension.
That's insane to me, too.
For using 7-keto-dihydrotestosterone. DHEA.
Something osterone.
Yeah, osterone. Yeah.
And we talked to Masasi about this a little bit in our interview, which you haven't checked out yet. It's only about 7 minutes long. Lots of fun. He said he'd be more than happy to beat up Machida with his cane when he gets back.
Yeah.
After his 18-month
suspension. Again, the steroid was listed on the packaging. It is not a tainted supplement, rather than the fighter taking a drug he did not know was prohibited, apparently. So it's on him.
Hey, this is the first one, though, that they handed down 18 months, and the guy got 18 months.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Everybody else has been getting adjusted.
Good behavior.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, is he going to appeal it?
Oh, so he still has the appeal then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, he said he's accepted it.
Oh, he's accepted.
He's accepted the 18-month.
Okay.
No, wait. I'm wrong. I'm going to correct myself because Mendez said that he wasn't going to challenge it either, right?
Yeah. His was 2 years, wasn't it?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
He's going to have a cane when he comes
We'll
back then,
retract
too.
that right now.
Fact checkers? We get the fact checkers on that?
Josh, what are you doing?
Only if it's politics. He's got nothing for us MMA-wise.
So yeah, that's pretty much the news. Other than we
really should though.
We do have.
You should spend all that energy on some MMA shit. It's going places.
We have all the fallout.
You've been in here for what, 3 fucking years and haven't picked up on anything?
What? He's been with us over a
I'm not
year.
even here. Stop looking at me.
Nobody can see him. He doesn't exist.
Off camera. I'm off camera for a reason.
I'm fixing this in post.
Again, that's pretty much the news. Other than all we have the fallout from UFC 205. If we want to get into that, I can bring up the little stories as we go along.
Yeah, let's jump into it. On your preliminary UFC Fight Pass card, you had Liz Carmouche going up against Caitlin Kukigan with a split decision in favor of Liz Carmouche.
The fucking slammed, dude.
Yeah. I really thought Liz was going to lose this fight.
Really?
I really did.
How are you... I don't know. How are you
I'm not saying by the score. I'm saying going into the fight, I thought she was going to lose this fight. Okay. I just felt like she's kind of stepped down a little bit, but she definitely proved herself. It was still, the split decision was pretty accurate. I mean, it was pretty close fight. Back and forth. But the slam was pretty brutal.
They don't call this a win by majority. This can be funny later.
When we get to that,
Can't wait. And then, of course, you had Jim Miller and Thiago Alves.
I actually missed this fight, and I was actually really disappointed that I couldn't see it. Dennis, what did you think?
Miller all the way.
It was a catch weight at 162.6 pounds.
It wasn't even really...
Did Thiago look tired? Did he look... I don't understand why Thiago was just trying to make 155 pounds.
After the first, I'm
trying poorly.
He was just hanging on for life. I don't know how they scored at 29-28. The one guy did, but to me in the second round, he was hanging on for life. Third, I think Jim just got tired.
All right. Fair enough.
And he was like, I got this. Especially after the second round, he's like, I got this.
Just going to cruise.
Let's just cruise. Yeah. No reason to break my hand or fingers.
Run out the clock.
Because, I mean, you know, Thiago, dude, just hitting that guy's head hurts your hands.
Yeah.
So...
Looking at his head hurts my hands. And then jump on to the preliminary card on Fox Sports 1, and you got Vicente Luque going up against Bilal Muhammad.
Wow, man.
Big
I did not
KO.
see it going that way.
No,
yeah, at 45 seconds, I thought Bilal had it.
Yeah.
45 seconds, and then boom!
Yeah.
Big KO comes by way of Vicente Luque. So he
Man.
moves on. I went to the bathroom for Tim Boach because I knew he was going to win.
You know
I told you that's not the one you go to.
And that was dumb of me to do. It was really dumb of me to do.
Yeah, man.
Tim Boach, the blue-collar brawler, one of our favorite guys, gets a big TKO over Rafael Natal. And then Khabib, showing why he's...
One time I root for Michael Johnson.
Nurmagomedov gets a Kimura halfway through the third round after he just...
He dominated.
He was like a training weight for Michael Johnson.
No, but
not in
definitely
stand-up.
taking him down.
Once he got a hold of him, he was a training weight.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And what's crazy about this is Dana White said in the press conference, the story's been picked up of this, is in between every single round, he was yelling at Dana White, give me a fucking title shot. I am not doing any more of these bullshit contracts. Give me my contract I deserve. Every single round, he's yelling at him. Dana White's like, shut the fuck up and finish your fight. We will talk. Every round, he come back over. You give me the contract I deserve. I want a title shot. Okay, finish your fight. Like, stop fucking yelling at me.
He said, stop sending over fake fucking contracts.
Yeah, stop sending fake contracts. He said that is the fight. That is something that they should definitely have to look into. I mean, the guy is, 8-0 now? 8-0 in the UFC, 24-0 overall.
Yeah.
This guy deserves a fucking title shot.
I don't see why not.
He has also come out just recently and said if he does not get a title shot, he is going to leave the UFC.
Yep.
He's done. He just wants to end his contract and be done.
We'll
see if
take
that
my
actually
raps
happens.
and go.
Yeah, we'll see if that happens. I mean, that's the same thing that Aldo said, and they're apparently calming him down.
They're probably going to give him a title shot.
Yeah.
Or at least he said either a title shot or the belt. I mean, he has the interim, but make the interim a... You know,
can see them doing
we'll get
that.
to that when we get to the main event. Anyway,
Frankie Edgar takes on Jeremy Little Heathen Stevens, which went to a unanimous decision.
It's a hell of a fight,
Frankie
man.
Edgar. Yes, it was.
Man, try a little harder, Stevens.
Frankie's always... I mean, he always gets rocked. He always comes back.
Yep. And he did a hell of a job.
Yeah.
I think Stevens' physique worked against him. I think that, and again, we see it with a lot of these guys with the bigger physique that red blood just it eats the oxygen, man.
I like Stevens. I mean, he is a knockout artist. He's definitely one of these top featherweights. I thought this was a great fight for him to kind of prove himself, and he did well, but obviously not well enough. He's still there's still that elite crop right there at the top of Jose Aldo and Frankie Edgar that I think ruled that division the whole time. I mean, it's just going to go back and forth between the two of them.
Internet's saying that Frankie Edgar is now the guy to beat Conor McGregor. I'm not even going to get on that wagon ever.
We'll get to that again when we talk about the Conor's fight.
Whoever can eat a left hand, that's who needs.
We'll get to that when we get to the Conor's fight. Let's continue on with Raquel Pennington.
To the main card here. Raquel Pennington beat Miesha Tate into retirement.
Miesha Tate, I heard the audio after the fight where she's basically telling Brian Caraway, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't show up to the fights anymore. I just don't have it.
Yeah.
He turns to her and says, you show up in practice, you show up well. She goes, yeah, but I don't show up where it counts.
Right. In between rounds, she's saying,
I just don't have it, or I don't have enough. Or,
I don't care enough about it right now.
I don't know what's going on.
She got her belt.
She got her belt and she was done. And she's been in the sport for a long time. She's had a great career. And she said she just can't quite get there anymore. These other girls are faster. They're starting to get a little more crafty. She thought she had it, and then when she realizes she doesn't, she's like, I don't know what to do.
It's like when the greyhound catches the rabbit.
Yep.
They don't want to chase it anymore. It's done.
Little clickbait action happened after the fights where Dana White had a story he was talking about at the press conference where he went to her and he says, you need to go to the hospital. Well, don't make your decision now. Like, if you're having these thoughts about retiring, that's great. I'm glad you're going to retire, but let's talk after you go to the hospital. And she said, fuck you. I don't work for you anymore. I don't have to go to the hospital.
Right.
Everyone picked that up as, you should have seen what Miesha Tate said to Dana White.
Click here to find out more.
She said, fuck you. I don't work for you. Fuck you. Like, it wasn't angry. It was kind of a joke and in jest. Like, hey, I don't fucking work for you. I can do whatever I want now.
And they were having breakfast together the next morning.
They were having breakfast. So it's interesting to see where this goes. I would like to see her as maybe a commentator or somebody kind of working with the women's division, even possibly in some terms with maybe some of the other matchmakers. Maybe what I mean, or go to Invicta and maybe do the same thing there. I know they have a great former fighter and matchmaker there, but I think Miesha Tate's been in the sport a long time.
She would be a great ambassador.
She'd be a great ambassador for the women's division in both divisions. So.
Yoel Romero going up against Chris Weidman with a KO flying knee followed up by punches.
Jesus Christ.
Vicious.
At first, I didn't see the knee. I just saw him kind of go over him, and I thought he dove over him. And then I see him scramble and started getting punched. I was like, that is the weirdest takedown I've ever seen in my entire life. Dive over the guy's back, pull him down, start punching him, and then I watched it in slow-mo, and I was like, oh dear God. And then he just started leaking. Just blood, constantly, nonstop.
That was one of the ones. Is my shirt too shiny?
Yeah.
I think it's your shirt.
There's definitely glare because of the shirt.
That's one of the ones where I was proud to say that I caught it when a lot of the other people I was around didn't. I was like, oh shit.
Of course, I was watching from a laptop screen, so it's kind of hard to see.
Of course.
But yeah, man, it was crazy. And then, there's talks about in between rounds how he was throwing water on himself, or somebody was dumping water on him. That's technically cheating. You can't make yourself.
Uriel was?
Yeah. This is not the first time he's been busted for cheating or doing something that's not necessarily legal. But nobody said anything at the time, so we'll see if anything comes out of that. 2, jumps out of the cage, salutes, and kind of starts goose step marching.
Yeah, weird.
It was very strange what he was doing.
That was a weird combination. I don't know what the hell.
I don't know what it was. I mean, he, whatever. He called out Michael Bisping, called him a little boy.
I liked it.
It was interesting. Michael Bisping, of course, looked a little shocked.
And Michael Bisping accused him of injecting steroids into his butt.
Yeah, and I kind of fear for Michael Bisping's life.
Hey, you gotta pull that curtain. It really is reflecting off his shirt.
Yeah,
Grab the other one. Grab the other curtain. There we go.
Fucking shiny. I like it.
Watch, it'll disappear in a minute.
I'm watching it now.
Yeah.
We're going to do an on-air pause. What's happening? Oh, fuck, that's too much of a delay. All right. To Joanna Jędrzejczyk going up against Carolina Kowalkiewicz. Oh, wow. Look at all flashes.
I
That's
think
crazy.
you froze it.
You broke it on radio.
No, we're still going.
It's epileptic.
No, but see, now it's gone.
It's like that Pokemon episode that they had to ban in all countries.
Oh,
because it was
all of our listeners just died right now. Way to go. On the ground, rolling around.
Thanks for standing by.
So Joanna keeps her title with a unanimous decision over Carolina Kowalkiewicz.
For those of you on the ground, put a belt in your mouth.
She dominated this fight, in my opinion.
Roll him to the side.
Other than the one, big knockdown that she suffered, and obviously the hematoma on her head, I definitely think she dominated this and showed why she's the champ.
Yeah.
I mean, she just had more to offer than Carolina did.
Yep. She showed why she was the champ for sure.
That was a good fight.
It was a great fight.
All the way through. The whole thing
was great.
Yeah.
Speaking of great fights, Tyrone Woodley going up against Stephen Thompson.
Jeez.
In one of the most confusing match announcements ever.
Wait, when they came out, and what did they say? What did they say?
They said a split decision.
A split decision.
The original was a split decision. And Bruce Buffer looked at the card and went, "What the fuck?" and walked back outside. They started turning down the lights. They took the microphones away, and Woodley was like, "Oh, baby Jesus, no, don't take my belt! Please don't take my belt!" Like freaked the fuck out.
When they read
his
the
face
scores,
just went.
Yeah, when they read the scores and they said it was a split decision.
They said the score was 49-46. 49-46 and 47-47, 47-47, 48-47, split decision. No, two people scored it a draw.
No.
How is it a fucking decision? Like,
Exactly.
What are you talking about?
That's what I was in my house going, that's not a thing.
Yeah, that's not a thing.
It's not how this works.
So Bruce Buffer said he comes out and he basically explained what happened. Obviously, New York judges, first time doing fucking MMA, are like, yeah, one of us scored it a win, so that's a split decision, right?
Right.
No, it's a majority draw.
So they had Steve Harvey announcing the winner of this fight.
I think your shirt's solar. We cut out the light and it's still glowing.
I don't know. Because it absorbed enough light.
It absorbed enough light.
Maybe it's worth the $28. We could power this podcast off your shirt.
Maybe.
A hell of a fight. I mean, did you think Woodley won?
I did think Woodley won, but I thought it was a hell of a fight.
Yeah, I was okay with the draw.
I don't even know how Thompson still has a head on his shoulders.
Well, no, okay, I'm sorry.
When he got in that guillotine, it looked like it came off. It looked like it came off. It was ungodly. Let
me say this. I thought I'm happy with Woodley keeping the belt.
Yes.
But I'm happy with the draw decision because the fight was so well.
We get a rematch.
And speaking of the guillotine escape, can we back up to Misha Tate real quick? Her fence walk to get out of that guillotine. I thought she broke her neck. Initially, it shouldn't have never been in that position, and then we had to do it 2 more times. I was like, she's gonna die.
She's gonna die.
She's gonna die. Anyway, Stephen Thompson.
But did you die though?
But did you die? No, but she retired.
She's watching right now.
Stephen Thompson, man, he did a great job. I'm excited to see a rematch between these two. I mean, to me, this is like obviously the one that immediately came to mind was Frankie Edgar and Gray Maynard the second time they fought. The one that was a draw.
Yeah,
we watched. It was like a New Year's Eve card or New Year's later card.
Yeah, but that shouldn't have been a draw.
It was pretty close. Remember, we argued about that one.
Was it the one that they had to change to a draw later?
No. It was the draw.
It was
a draw for sure. And everyone went, "What the fuck? Like, what does this mean?" Because it was one of the first draws in a long time.
Right. And
for a title.
And for a title. And this being for the title as well. I mean, Dana White's already said they're going to have a rematch.
Yeah. They definitely have. Obviously, Tyrone Woodley's non-committal. He doesn't want to. I don't think he wants to take that fight again. Right. I mean, he will because he said he thinks he already won. He's like, I won.
Right.
But I would like to see the rematch.
I want to see Tyrone Woodley knock off Conor McGregor's head, but we'll
get to that here in a second.
Yeah. Conor McGregor retains his belt and gains the lightweight.
Well, his belt was never on the line.
That's right. Sorry, gains the lightweight championship belt, becoming the first ever double division champion at the same time. We've had a couple guys hold belts in two different
BJ
divisions.
Penn and Randy Couture both held belts 2 different divisions at different times.
First time at the same time. Just left hand Larry over here.
Yeah, and Eddie Alvarez, again, one of these clickbait stories I saw that, breaks his silence after 3 days. He actually said what the fuck he did wrong the first day.
Right.
Within the first day,
at
that night,
press conference,
he said, I abandoned my fucking game plan. I didn't wrestle and I didn't kick, and I don't know what the fuck I was doing.
And I had turned to a couple of people at the party. And I was like, why isn't his corner saying anything? You know why they didn't say anything? They were fucking pissed.
Yeah.
10 weeks they had worked. Step to the left. Step to the left. Step to the left. And what did he do? And wrestle. Step to the left and wrestle. Step to the left and wrestle. He steps to the right and tries to fight.
Not only that, but he steps to the right. It's like, I'm going to take a takedown. No, not really. I don't really want it. I'm just going to. Like, his takedowns were lazy.
Oh, yeah.
And they were slow, super telegraphed, and he didn't even, he'd grab his leg, Conor McGregor would lift, and he'd be like, oh, he's lifting, I gotta let go. No, fucking keep driving forward, man. He's a better wrestler than he put on. He's a better wrestler than he put on.
It was a weird fight, man.
I think he got surprised when he got knocked down. That first left hand, he went, what the fuck? He doesn't even know what happened.
Everybody did.
He said, what the fuck just happened? He doesn't even know what he got hit by because, A, Conor McGregor was faster. Totally. And B, it hit him out of nowhere, and he wasn't out. Everyone's like, oh, freaking out. And I'm like, he's scrambling, he's fine. He just didn't know what the fuck happened. It sat him down. He's like, did he fucking just hit me?
But he lost his confidence.
Oh, yeah, immediately after that, he was just like, what the fuck?
Threw him off his game plan, and then he ends up getting a TKO.
Fucking flew out of his pocket when he hit the ground. Confidence
man.
just ding, 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 ding.
Where'd that go? I can't wrestle now.
Bounced out of his pocket, then hit the drain, and you're just like,
There was a little mouse over the corner holding it like a feather. Here's your confidence. You don't need it. You can fight. You can fight.
Yeah, Eddie Alvarez, man, I don't know. He fucked up, and he even says he fucked up.
Yeah.
And then you get Conor McGregor screaming and yelling for his second belt. He wants his second belt. And the best part is Dana in the press conference says, hey, moron, we aren't responsible for bringing out your belt. We bring you the one you won. So here's Eddie Alvarez's belt. You're supposed to bring out your own. We don't carry it for you.
Did he get Tyrone Woodley's belt?
So someone ran to the back and go, we need his fucking belt. We need his fucking belt. And so they asked Tyrone Woodley, can I borrow your belt real quick? And he's like, I guess, I'm a company man. Gave him Tyrone Woodley's belt. He went out there to take his pictures and he could carry it around and be all happy. And he's like, you guys are fucking cheap. You didn't get me another belt. No, you have your other belt. You forgot yours in the locker room, dumbass.
Moron. So now we have Conor McGregor, who will never shut up, ever.
Conor McGregor now, I put this immediately on Facebook. There's 3 things that could happen. Dana White says he has to drop one of his belts. He has to. He can't defend both. It ties up the divisions for way too long. Yeah. This isn't fucking boxing where you can have 30 belts because you can, mix and match them on certain bouts. This is not how this works. So there's the 145-pound division. 145-pound division, give Jose Aldo his fucking rematch. Right?
Never going to happen.
Or fight Frankie Edgar.
He's never going to rematch Aldo. That way, he just mind fucks Aldo
the whole time. Which I don't think he's going back to 145 ever.
Well, he hasn't done it in his career thus far.
He hasn't done it in his career thus far. I think he's also getting bigger as his career goes later on. He took those couple fights at 170. He physically looks bigger.
I was honest to God surprised when they finally squared off in the ring and we knew he didn't have any lifts on.
Yeah.
How much bigger he was than Eddie Alvarez.
He's one of those guys lies about their height.
Yeah, no shit.
Probably Alvarez.
One of these kids isn't really that tall.
So you have that. So I don't think 145 is on the table anymore. I think he's going to relinquish that belt. Jose Aldo becomes the undisputed champion, and they continue the division. We'll see where that goes from there. 2, you have the 155-pound division, which he's now the champion of. There's some great fights there that I'd like to see him fight at. So let me. You got Nurmagomedov, who obviously demanding a title shot and should be getting a title shot. I also think. Who else did I mention that I think should be out there that in 155? There's other. Nate Diaz at 155, his actual weight class, not 170, and all these people are like, oh, he's a 170 fighter. He's fought 6 of 30 fucking fights at 170. If 6 of 30 at 170, you're not a 170 fighter.
And his last win is Michael Johnson.
Yeah.
In his division.
In his own division. So
other than beating Conor twice.
I would say that Nate coming back to 155 in his natural division, which is the fight that Conor's coaches are calling for the belt. I think it's a great fight. And then there's all the bullshit about Conor McGregor saying, I'm going up to 170 and I'm taking that belt too.
Good. Do it.
Good fucking luck, bro. You
Why
are
don't you
not
just
that
go to
big.
185 and fucking fight Lawler.
Yeah.
Let's get it over with.
No, that's 170.
Oh, is it 170?
Yeah, so like, so
Okay.
you have Tyrone Woodley,
Right.
You have Wonderboy Thompson, you have Robbie Lawler, you have Condit, and you have Cerrone, all in that division that I think are great fights at 170. That Conor is really small for.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Oh please. Oh fucking please fight Cerrone.
fight Lawler.
Yeah.
Those hands are fucking heavy. His hands. Oh,
But the thing, but Lawler would get caught.
he could, but I don't know if he goes down.
Lawler would he would get caught. He get caught just like he did against Nick. He get caught.
But
like
does
he
he
did
go
against,
down?
Yes.
You think he goes
Yes,
down
just
from
like
Conor's
he did
hits?
from Connor, from Nick. Yeah, I think he does.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
170 's a
So
big
what happens
division.
now? Okay.
I think he stays at 170.
Okay.
At 170
Or, excuse me, 155.
Yeah.
I think he stays at 155.
So we let Aldo take his belt at 145,
Yep.
right? Aldo's always wanted to fight in the higher division, and Dana wouldn't let him. So now Aldo wants his fight with McGregor,
Comes back to 155.
and then he fights.
That's what I'm saying. Do you think he goes to 155?
Yeah,
And then
so-
he tries to become the second two-divisional champion?
champion.
What a fucking mess.
Or Jose Aldo versus
Meanwhile,
Conor McGregor.
nobody
Wait,
at 145
right here,
gets
right
to
here
fight for their belt.
Jose Aldo against Conor McGregor for both belts at a catch weight of 147. 150.
Let's do that.
150.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
With a steel cage and ladders.
I fucking when they
And alligators
when
on
they
the outside.
fucking announced Conor McGregor versus fucking Dos Anjos. I said they were opening up a can of worms. They didn't want to open, and here fucking we are now.
And how do you? I mean, again, what do you?
Meanwhile, if you're number 4 through 10 in either division, you just get to fight amongst yourselves.
You're out of the fucking back porch.
Just go
eating
fight
fucking
amongst yourselves.
Pasta.
We'll come out and get one of you in about a year or two.
Conor McGregor's fight that he wants. Floyd Mayweather in a
Stupid.
boxing ring. He says
Stupid.
he won't take me in a real fight, so I'll go fight him in boxing. He can come out of retirement. I want 1 million cash or
I'll go-
100 million cash.
I'll go lose to
100 million.
Floyd.
100 million cash. Now, mind you, when the fight was happening, when he fought Pacquiao, he made 220 million, and Pacquiao, it was a 220 to 230 million. So 100 million is not like anything that Mayweather's scoffed at.
Yeah, but that's boxing with two boxing legends. You're going to have Conor McGregor go enter the boxing world.
It's gonna be bad.
Not being a Pacquiao.
Gonna be bad.
Yeah, because Mayweather's next fight barely sold 400,000.
Because nobody gave a shit because
Pay-per-view.
he ran from everybody.
Right.
Yeah. So, and of course, TMZ went to Mayweather and was like, oh, Conor McGregor won his fight, becomes a true first divisional champion, all this stuff. He's like, he's pretty, like, did you watch it? He's like, nah, man, I didn't fucking watch the fight. And he's like, well, you would think they're calling him like the Mayweather of MMA.
Oh, dude, he was
He
pissed.
flipped the fuck out. He's like, when has he ever made 500 million per fight? When has he ever gone
No, it's
undefeated? When has he ever
Yeah,
done
it's
this?
too late. He's
When-
already lost.
He started freaking out. Like, look at all the things I've done. I'm a living legend. He is nothing compared to
Yeah.
me. Like, oh, it was crazy.
The moment,
Beautiful. I love it.
The moment he had a loss,
Yeah.
he could not become Mayweather.
Right.
You take away all the belts he wants to win, everything else he wants to do. The moment he lost, you can no longer be Mayweather.
Yep.
Well, we
and
still-
I don't care who else wants to try to make some comparison or even put him into the ring with him or whatever. And once you lose, you're no longer compared to Mayweather.
Yep.
But if he beats Mayweather, is he then better than Mayweather?
No, how fucking old is Mayweather now?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
He don't crack. I have no idea.
I like that somebody said that Sugar Ray Leonard's at 60 would knock Conor McGregor out.
I'd pay to see that fight. Mayweather is
He can
39.
do everything but pick out his own clothes because he did not pick out that
Or read.
button up.
Or
Yeah,
read.
you can't-
No, he could read slowly.
Cat in the Hat.
I've heard him read slowly. No, he can't.
This is I heart this.
I emoji radio. I don't understand what's happening.
Heart this.
Our radio heart.
I heart. I'm Floyd Mayweather.
It's just sad to listen to. It's just makes me cry inside.
You know what makes me cry inside is that I hear that and realize he made $220 fucking million on a fight.
Fighting.
230.
Yeah. I can make all the jokes I want, but secretly I'm crying inside.
I mean, he did work for it. I mean, he worked hard for all that shit. Right?
That's fine.
Yeah.
By the time that I actually quit working, I will have made a cumulative $1 million in my entire lifetime.
Yeah.
And spent it all on bills.
You know Josh
all of
Bills?
Yeah.
Hey, what are you paying him for?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Apparently, dick pics that me should take.
He makes my shirts.
So we have a huge weekend of fights
coming up.
This coming up, like right now. Do you want to talk about the Ultimate Fighter
We
first?
can just roll through it real quick. Yeah.
Roll through the Ultimate Fighter. Tim Elliott is a fucking savage.
Dude, oh my God. He is
Front
such a fucking beast.
I've never heard of a front naked choke.
Yeah, that was a bulldog or a darce. That was weird, man. Front naked choke, that's something else. That's, woo, you pay extra for that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Tim Elliott just ragdolled his opponent the entire fight, and then
How do you feel about TJ Dillashaw becoming the coach? For unbiased, because it was teammate against teammate.
I mean, he didn't have any connections to either one of them.
Right.
It's not like he was. I thought it was kind of dumb that he would give one guy strategy and then call the other guy in the ring and give him a strategy. I'm like, it's like playing chess against yourself.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
Hey, you should swing at this guy. Hey, he's going to swing at you, so you're going to do this. Hey, what I just told that guy was like, you just play them against each other.
That's what was going in my head. Like, I told him to circle left and then kick. So what I want you to do is circle right and punch, and then throw a flying knee. We need more flying knees.
I'm just going to defend chess players. Chess against yourself is constructive.
It is.
Not if you're stupid like me.
I'm just saying.
Well, we can't help you with that. So we have our semifinals. Eric Shelton going to be going up against Tim Elliott.
Eric Shelton up against Rolando Candido. What do you think?
What does Blake Shelton think about
Wasn't
all
that great of a fight, especially compared to the other
Yeah,
one.
I really didn't pay much attention to it.
Yeah. Okay. So that was a unanimous decision with Tim Elliott actually getting he was the first submission of the quarterfinals, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yep.
So good for Tim Elliott. Just looked like a fucking monster in there, man. I'm waiting to see what he does now in the semis.
So who do you see coming out of the Alexander?
I got Hero. I think it's gonna be Hero and Tim.
I would love to see Hero and Tim. Once we got through the first round and I saw all the fighters and realized that Hero was the Shudo champ and like that's one of the best organizations in the world. Tim Elliott should be in the final two because he is a former UFC fighter and still looks like a monster.
Yep.
Those two guys make sense in the final with Hero probably just being better.
It's gonna be interesting.
Tim's quicker.
Some of the Shudo guys, when they get to the UFC, aren't ready. They're more of a wrestling base. They do have decent hands, but they're more of a wrestling grappling base. And a lot of the strikers in the UFC are usually a little bit ahead of them, and they'll end up winning the fight because of that.
Yeah, and with wrestling, especially in the UFC, depending on who they put up against you, you can move pretty far, and then, like you say,
you hit a roadblock.
You hit a major roadblock.
Yeah, and I'm also wondering, like, how, with the language barrier and everything in the house, and Hero not being able to express himself completely, how much that might be weighing on him as the 6 weeks continue. So the mental challenge that Hero has ahead of him isn't for Tim Elliott, it's not as significant as it is for Hiro Masa. So I guess we'll see. He's done well so far. But we'll see how he does in the semis and if he makes it to the finals and the finals as well.
You know what? Out of anything that I've seen from this one in the communication problem, fighting is like any other sport, though. It's pretty much.
But I mean, in between fights, when you're just around the house.
I understand that part. But I just mean that everything seems like it's pretty much it's making it to the mat. You know what I mean? Even though they can't talk to each other the way they should be able to, but everything's making it to the mat.
Yeah. It's been a great season. I don't want it to end, ever.
No, and this is probably the last year.
It's possible, yeah. Well, they're just shrinking the budget down.
They cut the budget down, which means no more lobster.
Yeah, definitely no more lobster.
All right, so moving on from there.
So we have Invicta, Bellator, and 2 UFCs.
Going down this weekend.
Yeah.
So lots to go over here.
Invicta, real quick.
Angela Hill going up against Colleen Medeiros.
Your strawweight champion, Angela Hill.
Sorry, strawweight champion Angela Hill. And also Tanya Evander, your champion there
champion
as well.
at bantamweight.
Bantamweight going up against Yana Kunikasha.
Some good fights. Check those out tonight. I believe they're on Fight Pass. Yeah,
Fight Pass. Coming out of Kansas City, Missouri.
Yep, at the Scottish Rite Temple.
Why it's not in Kansas, I don't understand.
Dude, you totally butchered that second girl's name.
Totally did.
There was not even an H in there.
Not even fucking close. That's why I didn't even reattempt it. I was like, fuck, I'm done.
Why we all didn't try to get credentials to this fight, I have no idea. This is in San Jose. This is tomorrow.
Because we're dumb. This is tomorrow?
This is Bellator tomorrow in San Jose. Going down on Spike TV.
Okay.
Bellator, you got Michael Chandler defending his belt against Benson Henderson. Yeah. Michael Page going against...
Is that Michael Platinum Page?
No, Venom.
Venom Page?
Going up against Fernando Gonzalez. Francis Carmont.
That's the guy who threw the Pokeball, right? And collapsed Evangelisa's skull?
Yep.
Look for some fireworks.
So, should be a good fight. Check that out tomorrow on Spike TV. Also going down tomorrow, so we have 3. You have UFC holding 2 cards in one fucking night, or if this one's possibly in the future because it's in fucking Ireland. I don't know.
It's in the future, yeah.
We could jump into just check out everything's going to be on Fight Pass on this card here.
So Fight Pass card.
Zach Cummings going up again, having a good fight. Marion Renew's going to go up against.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Horiguchi and Ali Bagatinov. That's going to be a great fight. And then your main card.
Artem Lobov going against Terub Ishihara. Ishihara just going off on the mic, man.
Yeah.
That guy's hilarious. Said he's having a good time on Tinder over there.
I love that guy. He's got the "Where are my bitches" shirt. Yeah. That dude.
Right, but the UFC told him no more open post about him and the bitches, right?
Yeah. Please keep your bitches posts like to a minimum. He's Team Alpha Male, and like this guy he's crazy.
Yeah, for anybody who doesn't know, his posts are usually after he's got a room full of working women, I'm guessing.
No, he says they're fans.
Okay.
He gets them all off Tinder.
Are they like Terrell's fan?
Right.
That was Josh that said that off mic.
Look, man, anybody will be a fan if you pay him enough money. It's all right.
Tim Johnson going up against Alexander Volkov. Ross Pearson against Stevie Ray in your co-main. And the guy we talked to yesterday,
Gegard
Mousasi against Uriah Hall. The revenge fight.
Revenge fight. This fight that he specifically asked for to clean up his record because he didn't like the loss to Uriah Hall.
Going to take all that money and buy himself a new place to rent out.
Yeah. We found out he's a landlord and his brother is apparently scarier than him.
Yeah. Go and listen to our interview. If you want to hear like the total opposite side of what a fighter really sounds like, these guys, this is probably the best pulling somebody out of talking about fighting. You know, because
we try to do that.
Yeah, because you can go to My MMA News and you can listen to FLC interview with them and then our interview, and you could tell we didn't talk about fighting much.
We don't give a shit. Well, how long have we been doing this, though? We've been interviewing fighters, and we feel like they answer the same fucking questions over and over. So what are you going to do with this fight? It's different. Or how are you preparing for this
Nothing
fight?
against the other podcast, though. Like
No.
Just, they got technical discussions going on, and we're talking about fucking pterodactyls and dicks.
Yeah. So condom laws. And
Exactly.
Real estate. And he should get a reality show. Flip this house.
His brother is officially the Butcher of Belfast.
Well, no, Butcher of Netherlands, I think.
Well, they're in
Belfast
right?
today. Yeah.
So,
creepy.
So we'll see what happens on Fight Pass with that one. Going on at the same time or in the past is going to be
on Fox Sports 1 in Brazil.
It is Brazilian time.
UFC Fight Night 100 Bader versus Nogueira 2. Man, I don't know how I'm going to watch all this.
I don't know. Well, they're on completely separate
apparently
times.
with the time machine.
Both of these are going. It's Terrell. Both of these are going to be taking place like at 1 o'clock in the morning our time or something.
Probably.
Like that.
This one might be live. They usually try to do these ones on Fox, live.
True.
So it's going to be 1 in the morning their time, but us normal.
So we just do the main card.
Main card, yeah.
So Sergio Moraes going up against Zach Otto.
I'm gonna watch the door, dude. I think someone's coming in.
Someone's mad.
Someone's made. It's Terrell.
We're in the panic room. I'm just telling you, I have to shut this door.
Oh, this is the panic room?
This is the panic room.
Did I know that? Then you have
Orly Alves.
going up against Kamaru Usman.
This is the guy that
He was on the last Ultimate Fighter.
Ultimate Fighter who looked like the world beater. I mean, he was a tough dude. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be interesting to see.
I don't know what's happening right now.
I don't know. Use your shiny shirt to blind them.
Was it UPS?
Yeah. It was just
All right, we're good.
Talis Laetes going up against
You
Christoph
expect someone to take
Jotko.
you out of the way?
I didn't
It's
know
possible.
He was freaking out, man. The Butcher of Belfast, dude. I'll take Laetes on this one.
Yeah.
And then Claudia Gadea going up against Courtney Casey.
Claudia Gadea?
Yeah, Gadea. Thomas Almeida going up against Albert Morales. Mm-hmm. It's a tough one. I don't know. I'll go with Almeida.
Yep.
And then Ryan Bader going up against Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira. This is Lil Nog.
Again,
I guess we don't have to say that anymore because Big Nog retired, right?
I think he's still Little Nog. I mean,
Okay. Well, there you go. I don't know if I'm picking this one.
Bader won the first fight 6 years ago, unanimous decision. I feel like Nogueira's just been on a downslide for a little while.
Yeah.
I mean, who was this? I mean, not that Ryan Bader's been doing that great. I mean, he does have a couple more wins, I think.
Out of the
recently.
Nogueira brothers, he's the boxer.
Yes. Lost to Rumble, lost to Shogun, fought Pat Cummings, the barista, ended up winning that fight TKO because Pat Cummings' stand-up isn't that great. He's a wrestler.
Ryan Bader's got that huge right hand and great wrestling chops.
Yeah, and he's coming over wins over, OSP, Phil Davis, Rashad Evans. He did lose to Anthony Rumble Johnson, but Rumble Johnson is a murderer in the cage.
And then he beat Latifi.
And then beat Latifi. I mean, he's been doing, well. He had a spotty record kind of coming into this little win streak he had going on. But
so we're going Bader.
I'm going Bader in this fight.
Makes sense.
I think he's on a second win here, second spurt in his career.
Bader in the rematch.
So there you go.
Might retire Nogueira.
Yeah.
Who knows? And we have a moonwalking stormtrooper.
Yep.
In case you're playing along at home with what's on Dodge's wallpaper this week.
Oh, I got to look to see you pick that.
It's on your bingo sheet. You gotta
bingo sheet.
It up, yeah.
I bet Blake Carmichael was the winner.
You won some stickers.
Again.
So thanks for listening. Of course, you can tune in every week. We do this every Friday. We try to break down as much MMA news and fight cards as we can. Big thanks to our sponsors, StrongboardMMA.com. StrongboardBalance.com. I'm getting our websites mixed up. StrongboardBalance.com and MyMMANews.com.
Strongboard MMA?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Strongboard MMA. That's on Blogspot.
Blogspot, yeah.
I might be having a seizure. I don't know what's going on right now.
It's that shirt. It's cutting off circulation.
No, it's like the Tin Man. Remember the Tin Man? Didn't they cover the Tin Man in some weird shit and he ended up getting poisoning from it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm taking this off.
It's leaking into your skin.
It's like my kid's jiu-jitsu shirt that he had when he was like really young, and every time he wore it, he would throw up. I'm pretty sure there was lead in that shirt.
I'm pretty sure there's lead in that shirt.
No, it's just plastic and radiation. It's just from Fukushima. That's what this shirt's made. Yeah. What's that thing called?
The Geiger counter.
Geiger counter. Yeah, that would work.
Clicking.
Now you guys are all poisoned too. And
Thanks.
SplitDecisionMMA.com, SD_MMA on Twitter and Instagram, and Split Decision MMA Podcast is where you can find us on Facebook. Anywhere podcasts are broadcast. From the Ruloff Family Inc. Studios, it's Bueller and Dodge saying, have a good night. We'll see you at the fights.
Might be not Joey, though. He might die.
Bye-bye.